evening, everyone, and welcome to Your Time to Shine, a radio show designed to help you explore your own divine gifts. Happy holidays. I hope that you have been able to enjoy family and friends and a little bit of downtime. I know for me, I've had my mom here. My daughter was with us for Christmas, and so it was a perfect little family gathering. We had so much fun. We almost had a white Christmas here in the Portland area. We missed it by about 12 hours. The snow was here still on the Christmas Eve. So that was quite fun because we don't usually get to see that being at sea level like we are. So having all of the fun the holidays can bring, I hope you are enjoying some of that yourself. I actually am taking a little bit of a break tonight to come to you live. I have been unpacking my house for the last few days, and I was ready for a little bit of a change of scenery this evening. So thank you all for being here and giving me that change of scenery. And we are at our last show of the year. Can you believe it? We are at the end of 2022, and I think every year I'm so glad to just put that year behind me and to start fresh in a new year and looking forward to all of the things that the new year is going to bring. And I feel like 2023 is going to bring us some really great things, some things that we've all been kind of waiting for, hoping for, planting the seeds, and now they're starting to sprout. And that's kind of how I see 2023 coming on. Now, if you've listened to me on my show or you followed me on my Facebook pages, you know that I love to put together a word, a New Year's word, a word for the new year. I'm not big on resolutions per se, never have been. But for the last probably 5 years, I've selected a single word that I can focus on and bring into my life. And that is something usually that I'm working on spiritually, emotionally, physically, whatever that is. And so as I was sitting here planning for this evening for our time together, I was thinking about my word from last year. My word from last year for 2022, actually, I shouldn't say last year because we haven't bounced into 2023 yet, but my word for 2022 was lucky, which was really interesting. I was trying to bring all this luck into me and reminding myself how lucky I am, how fortunate I am to be in gratitude and have the things that I have. And in about March, I believe, at my work, we had somebody come in, and she had brought in some spiritual beads, and I picked the jade one, which of course reminded me of my word of lucky. So as I'm taking stock and I'm looking at all the things, and I'm like, wow, this year really for me was a lucky year. You know, I changed jobs. I brought in new clientele in my Wings of Souls business. We moved. We finally sold our house and we bought a new house, and that whole transitional period we got out of. And so we've got good health, right? And so I have an amazing family, an amazing husband, an amazing daughter. And as I sat and I thought about all these things, I thought, wow, yeah, abundance. I'm very, very lucky. I'm so very lucky. And so that word inspired me to look at what word I was going to bring in for 2023. So I actually have two words, although one I'm really going to focus on. My first word is receiving, because as light workers, we have a very hard time receiving because we are givers by nature, right? We can give all day long, but receiving that compliment, receiving that coffee that someone bought for us, receiving money from somebody is very, very hard for us. And so for me, my word this next coming year is going to be receiving, to remind me to be open to receiving. And then my second word is abundance. And those two words almost go hand in hand. So receiving abundance, and abundance can be all kinds of things. Not only can it be financial or, monetary means, but it's also abundance in life, abundance in health, abundance in family, in friends, whatever that is. All you have to do is look at nature and look at a tree and how many leaves it has on its branches. And that is abundance. Or look at the grass in your yard and look at how many blades of grass it takes to make up your lawn. That is abundance in nature. So focusing on those two words this year, and then taking stock at the end of the year and see how I did on my word, see how much better I am at receiving at the end of 2023 than at the beginning of 2023. So reach over on my Facebook pages and let me know, did you have a word for 2022? What was it? And then how did you do with it in 2022? And then let me know what your 2023 word is, okay? Facebook pages are Julie YeagerWalker Medium and Your Time to Shine. You can also reach me on my website at wingsofsoulswithjulie.com. I'm now booking into January and February, actually. So if you'd love to have a personal one-on-one reading, reach out to me there. But do tell me, what are your words for 2023? All right. Perfect. We are going to go to the phone lines. We have a caller waiting. We have Suzanne in Alberton, Georgia. Good evening, Suzanne, and welcome to Your Time to Shine.
Hello, thank you.
How are you?
I'm good. I was actually watching last night, and I felt drawn to you, so it's really weird that they're calling today. So
look at that. I love it. I love how that works. Perfect. So what can we do for you this evening?
Well, I have two questions really that I was kind of thinking about last night, and so I guess I had an extra day to kind of go through it all. But I'm trying to figure out. So I've had a few readings, in the past, and my daughter's had a couple, and she was talking to me about this last time. It was actually another psychic that's on the show too, but I'm a little closer to her, so this is kind of why I want to talk to you about it. So she kind of mentioned bringing a new person in the family or somebody getting pregnant, and she mentioned that to me, and then she did a reading with my daughter and mentioned the same thing. And this would be around the time frame. So and my daughter was talking to me about it 3 days ago, and she's had her friends have been sending her messages from their kind of tarot stuff on TikTok and just all these random things coming up, and where we both have had a reading about it. That's obviously not random, but I'm just kind of wanted to get a feel for that because this would have been around the time frame that she should be getting pregnant.
Okay. Ooh, I'm getting chills up and down my body. So there's definitely baby energy running around, most definitely. Hold on, let me just tune in here really quick to that question so I can dig in just a little bit deeper for you. Sure. So I'm just going to pause here. There'll be a little moment of silence, and then I'll come right back in after I've connected, okay?
All right.
Okay. Okay, Suzanne. So I definitely feel that baby energy around her. In fact, when you were talking, my body was lighting up and tingling. So I do feel like that is right around the corner. I don't feel that she's pregnant right now. But I feel like in the
Okay.
next month or two, that could be that I think that could be a possibility for her. Um, they're showing me it's all about timing. And it's not really so much timing for your daughter, but actually for that soul to come through. So there's like a few,
Okay.
what they're showing me is on the other side, there's like a few loose ends they're kind of tying up, um, and then yes, it's going to happen. Um, so there's a lot of excitement from your loved ones on the other side about the arrival of this baby. Is this the first baby?
Hey, Julie, you're breaking up.
Oh, can you hear me okay now?
I'm going to move. I might be in a bad spot, but I heard you just fine, and then
Okay.
yeah, look crazy. But let me move just in case I do a better part of the house. No, I heard
Okay,
you
perfect.
as far as timing goes. That's where you started breaking up.
Okay. It's
Okay.
because Spirit's so excited. Can you hear me okay now?
I hope so. It's still breaking up a little bit, but
Okay.
it's a little bit better.
Okay. Okay, perfect. So what I was saying is the timing of it, I don't feel that she's pregnant right now, that probably
Okay.
in the next month or two, that will happen. Um, so there's timing going on the other side with um, with loved ones and with the with the anticipation of this child. They're so excited on the other side. I mean, you have so many loved ones that are there cheering, cheering on this pregnancy. This pregnancy is going to be great, by the way.
Okay, good.
She's really, yeah, she's really, I mean, she's going to kind of flow through this pregnancy, and it's going to be with ease, to allow her to really enjoy this time.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Well, good.
Um, yeah, it's very exciting. Like I said, she has a lot of love and support on the other side.
Okay. That's good. Well, and that makes sense. So
They're showing me
okay.
that this whole thing about the pregnancy for her has been very frustrating. Um, and
Yes.
so just remind her to have patience. It's going to happen. Okay. And so if she can just be in the flow of everything, knowing in her heart that it's going to happen. Okay. So if she can relieve some of that stress and that pressure on herself of getting pregnant, the process will be much easier for her. Okay.
Okay. Yeah. Less stress, the better. I get that.
Yes. Yes. All the way
Okay.
around. And then you said you had a second
Okay.
question.
I did. So I'm just wondering if you have any insight on my son-in-law, so her husband and my husband's relationship. It's a little choppy. So I just was wondering if there's any insight on if that's going to get any better. So, okay, it's a lot choppy. It's not a little bit, but
Right. Okay.
especially if there's a baby coming in the mix, you know.
So what they're showing me is obviously the baby's not going to fix the issue. Okay. Um, it is going to bring a little bit of like togetherness. You know, um,
Mhm.
they may be able. So what I'm being shown is like they're holding swords and they're getting ready to fight, getting ready to duke it out, and they're actually laying their swords down. Okay. They may not agree.
Okay.
They may not get along. I mean, they will get along for the benefit of the family and the child, but it doesn't mean that in the background they still won't want to pick their swords up and fight. I think there's going to be a little bit of an edge there for a while. There needs to be some discussion. They both need to put down their pride and their egos to be able to talk this out. And that may not be for a little while.
Okay. Well, and that's hard with men, so.
It is.
Okay.
It is. Yeah. But I do see them getting along in a way for the family, right?
Sure.
For the child's sake, they will put their differences kind of on the shelf momentarily. So does that make sense?
Yeah, no, it does. It makes total sense.
Okay. All right. Perfect.
Yeah, no, that does. And it's funny that you mentioned duking it out because they got in a huge argument in Christmas Eve. So
they got the swords.
Yeah, yes, they did. They did. They were here maybe not even 10 minutes and they already left. It was awful.
Yeah.
So it's a big issue right now. So
yeah.
But well, good. I'm glad that they'll at least put their differences aside for a minute, and then and I've always told them, you sometimes just have to give it time, get things to settle down,
Yes,
so.
exactly.
Hopefully.
I think there's going to be some distance. There's going to be some distance for a while, but like this time next year, there might be enough distance in between that they'll be able to say, okay, well, I can handle this person for an hour or 2 hours, right? I can put on a semi-happy face, right? They may not speak to each other being in the same room, but they're going to be civil. So.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, that's good. Okay, good. Well, at least I can be aware of what's going on, and no, it's not going to be forever, I guess. But
yeah, awareness is always a good thing.
Yes. Well, and then I know how I can handle it later. Like how I can handle things. So it definitely helps me, in that aspect. So.
Right.
But yeah, and then if you have any other insight on anything else that you may be drawn to or feeling, since I was drawn to you for some reason yesterday, there might be something else that I'm not aware of.
There's a grandmother coming in pretty strongly for you. And she keeps referencing baking and Christmas and family times. Huh?
Okay. That's funny. I've had a passion for baking like the past 2 years. I found a passion for it, and I do a lot around Christmas time. But I don't know what grandma that would be.
Let me see if I can find out here. Grandmother on the mother's side.
Okay, that's who I thought, but I wasn't sure.
Okay.
Because we always got together for Christmas and did a lot of activities and stuff.
And a lot of baking. It's like I see her like in an apron and she's got flour all over her, and she's just enjoying just that piece of it, just enjoying that moment and enjoying the spirit of everything. And
she's got a lot of grandkids, so that would make sense. I don't really remember seeing her in an apron, but we were always doing stuff in the kitchen.
Right. It's just like I feel. I get this feeling of like Mrs. Claus, right? Just that good old generous, just loving and joyful and jolly and just pure happiness. And so she's been around you a lot. she's been around you a lot this holiday season. And so so she's showing me that when you were baking, it's like you stopped and you kind of went, huh? And then you kind of just went on about your business. So it's like you felt her presence in the kitchen with you. And so she just wants you to know that she's here with you. And she's loving the fact that you're taking up baking and just taking in all of that goodness and all of that holiday spirit. And it just makes her really happy. It fills her heart full of happiness.
Oh, that's good. I love hearing that. Yep. That makes sense.
And she says you're going to make an excellent grandmother.
Oh, I hope I hope so.
She says you have all the right ingredients for a great grandmother.
Oh, good. Oh, man, that makes me cry. Because I hope so. My daughter actually lost her first baby at 18 weeks. So I think that's where the struggle comes from with her, so.
Yeah, this one's solid. This one is solid. And she's showing me the two of you, you and the child in the kitchen. I'm not going to tell you what the sex is, but I see.
Well, I want to guess because I want you to tell me because my daughter actually, like I said, a lot of different readings she had. They say it's a girl.
Yeah, that's what I'm picking up too.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not going to tell. I'm not going to tell my daughter. I'll let her do her whole thing because she's been telling me that she thinks it's a girl and stuff too. And I'm like, I don't know, but all signs point to girls when we've done our different readings. So.
Yeah, she's showing me a girl in the kitchen with you. So, yeah, doing the baking. Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's good. Yeah, I just picked up a love for baking a couple of years ago, so that's perfect.
Yeah. And she's going to be right in there with you. Right in there with you. Cooking and baking and doing all of those things.
Okay. Well, good.
Yeah. She's bringing me to the conversation with your husband and your son-in-law, and she's saying, don't get in the middle of that. This is not your fight. This is something.
I know, but you feel like I feel like I'm in the middle. But I know. You're right. It's not, and that's what I tell them. Like, you guys have to figure this out on your own.
Right.
Yeah, my daughter and I feel like we're in the middle,
I'm sure. I'm sure. But she's saying just, stand your ground because this is not your fight.
Okay.
She's saying they need to put their egos in check.
They do. I agree 100%.
There's bigger fish to fry, she says. So
yes.
Right now it's a matter of you taking care of you during this time and trying not to let what's going on with them interfere with your life and what you're doing. She's saying, don't let them take your shine. Don't let them take your light. Okay. So stand in your own power, she says.
Okay. No, that makes sense.
Yeah. You be the light for them. When they're going through the struggle that they're going through, you just send out loving energy and holding space for them so that they can figure out what it is that they need to do. That's what you can do. And that's how you can turn your energy. Okay. Shift that energy in a positive way.
Right. Okay.
Okay. Yeah, she's saying thank you and she's bowing and she's kind of stepping back now. So
Yeah, that sounds like her. Kind of saying her mind, and then that's it.
Yeah.
Sounds about right.
Yep.
But,
Yep. Exactly.
And that's what she actually came in through once before with another one, but it was a very, very vague. Like it took me a minute to figure out, that it was her. And so maybe she didn't get her message across very well the first time, but it was a live reading with a lot of different people too. So maybe this is a little bit more personal, so she felt like she can get a little bit more information. Right. So maybe that's why she's bowing, like, thank you. I finally was able to, do something. So.
Yes, true. That's very true. And you also have to realize that sometimes it's not the person that comes through. It's really sometimes more about the message that's coming through too.
Right.
Yeah. Well, Suzanne, thank you so much for calling in. We're coming down to the last few seconds of our show. So I want to say thank you so much and Happy New Year to you.
Happy New Year to you. Like, I've already found your Facebook page and everything, so we'll definitely be in contact for sure.
That sounds wonderful. Sounds wonderful. Tell me what your word for 2023 is. I would love to hear.
I don't really know yet, but I think it's going to be close. I think it's going to be change.
Nice. Very nice.
Going on in my mind, so I think a lot of it's going to be a lot of new changes. So
that's perfect. Well, reach out to me on my Facebook page, and again, thank you for calling, and we'll see you in 2023.